Yeah, they've been making quite a bit of changes lately.
Completely borked my stream.
Ooh, quiet on the set.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. Ain't no other freaking better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo of Laz and Jack.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
This is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
Don't have to. That's right. Bringing you our own brand of news right here inside Shroud Avatar. 5 days a week for your viewing and listening pleasure. How's everybody doing out there today? And thank you for joining us. It is Wednesday, May 17th, 2017 here inside Shroud Avatar. We're a week and a day out from release 41, the much anticipated release 41. And of course, we're anticipating that the QA servers may come up a day or so early this week if they get some of that migration done on 5.6.1, is it?
Yes, that's what they said internally, that Chris was updating everybody to 5.6.1, although on my Unity upgrade, it was only 5.6.0 F3. So,
F3.
Yeah, so I don't know whether or not they got a pre-edition of Unity 5.6.1 since they actually pay for it.
Quite. Yeah, it could be a beta build.
Well, that, or they may release the earlier editions to the commercial customers before the free release. Hence the F3. It might be free 3. I don't know.
Okay. Things that make you go, yeah, okay.
Maybe.
So
I don't know. I only deal with the free version of Unity, so can't tell you. But we do have lots of news, and we do have a fun discussion that we can engage in about the changes to death and decay. And
we have that, of course. We have some regular stand-up. Of course, all sorts of good stuff out there. The closing of a very beloved location out there.
Yes. Name changes, all kinds of stuff.
Name changes, all sorts of interesting stuff. So, as I always ask, where do we want to start today, Jack?
At the end. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you,
hope you all had a great day. We couldn't do the show without you guys, and we do it for you.
We love you guys.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
right.
gonna go take a nap now.
Y'all well rested up now, finally? Monday, man, you had a really serious case of dragon ass.
Yes, I did.
That was his breath.
Yeah. No, that's another story.
You don't want to know.
Yeah. You want to talk about breath until you've seen rustic dragon fella man with a belch. Yeah, you don't know anything.
I heard about it.
We've got it on video. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so we do have stand-up corner from yesterday. Don't forget stand-up corners where they say, hey, I worked on this yesterday, I'm working on this today. Something random gets written down and eventually gets posted to the forums, and we get to interpret it. So over in the art department, Bob the Builder.
Cult of Bob.
Working on the greenhouse and Jira's.
Jira.
Letcher.
Letch lives.
Working on Sequana and Bugs.
Bug.
Kevin is trying to figure out how did they super glue wounds in the Middle Ages? Where's the super glue?
They didn't.
Wounded soldiers.
They bled out, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
They put leeches on it to help suck up.
Yeah. We're gonna purify the blood. Here's some leeches. Yes.
And that's EEC, not LIC.
Are you sure about that?
I don't know.
Don't know. Wouldn't be
You
proven.
want an undead lord sucking on your wounds?
Depends on how well he sucks.
Well, I mean, if you want him sucking on something, I don't know.
I'm not going to heal you, but I'll make you feel good while you're done.
That's right. Well, I'm draining the life out of you.
Well, he's sucking the soul straight out of you. It's like
Get to
you'll
come and
die
go
with
all at the same time.
with a
That's
smile on
right.
your face. Yeah.
That's what we really call a happy ending.
Yeah. You've been sucked dry. Okay, so he's working on wounded soldiers. The almighty Gix Vargach. Matt. He's working on
Our
horse
biggest
trots.
fan in the world.
He's working on the pony girl with horse trots.
What? Working on the trots? What?
What?
Horse trots.
He's been hanging around Led Zeppelin too long. I think.
Cyrus said what?
I think he's. Hold on, I'm gonna go find the video for this one.
I'm thinking that's a major tease right there. Working on horse trots.
Let's see.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they may just try and slip Mountain, before release. I don't know.
Slip it in.
Yes.
See, I'm wondering whether or not he's going to be prancer-sizing this entire thing or not. And, I don't,
if I really had to take an educated guess,
I don't know whether or not.
I would think more Monty Python than anything else on that.
Are you sure it's not going to be prancer-sized like that video I just posted?
I don't know. Well, let's take a quick look at the video and see what.
I think he might be prancer-sizing for this one.
Okay. I am. That may quite be, as I've seen that before too. That
God,
was.
I hope that woman's wearing a wig.
That's a
Peg
Florida.
Bundy's sister.
That is
Peg
Florida.
Bundy's sister.
That is Florida today. I mean,
Only
that
in Florida.
If you get to like a minute and 23 seconds, the camel toe is out of this world.
That's a man.
No, it is not a man.
No,
is that?
Oh man.
She actually started. She actually tried to get this to be a craze. This, I think, came out after the Jane Fonda workouts. Was when
no, this came out like
That camel toe's
5 years ago.
Man.
well, that would
So,
count.
I mean, Gix is on set right now. We could always ask him whether or not he's going to be prancer-sizing in game or if he's actually adding some animations to the horses in game to where they actually trot. But that's no fun. I mean, the other thing is, what's the new fad that's sweeping through Europe? Crap, what the hell is it called? Where you ride the horsey and they go jump things.
Hobby
Horse
horsing.
jumping.
Yeah, hobby horsing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
Okay.
stick horses.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I
Slip.
mean, it is possible that Gix could be doing the hobby horsing, and that's what he's working on. That's got the jumps. It's got all kinds of things that need to be shown off, and he can only do the prance right now. So hopefully he's working on it.
I don't know. Well, has he chimed in
Not
I
yet.
don't see him. Yeah.
I mean, he's sitting on that set. Wait, he went offline. Now he's back.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see him. Yeah, okay, I
Yeah,
see where he dropped offline.
Yeah, he was online. Now he's
ran.
offline. I think he ran.
as fast as possible.
I think he's like, man, they nailed me on the prancer-sizing.
Spoilers.
Prancer-sizing. It's going to be a real thing. Okay. He's back, but shh. He's
And
he
I
wasn't
gotta
here, so he couldn't
ask.
hear us.
I see Luke Landcricken out there. Eagle, do we
Yes.
have an update? Have you gotten the package? I need to know.
Oh,
I still
yeah.
see it in the warehouse. At least I did last check.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
hoping he got his package.
He accepted Laz's package.
Well, I hope he's taking your package firmly in hand. It would be a great thing.
We here at NBNN are really great at delivering the package. You know.
Yeah, Reed was working on airships and shields. Over in design, Beezus.
The bees. Now, what did we have to ask him? Chris said we had to ask.
Well,
him.
we have to ask him about crafting and the time sync. The bees working
the
on
time sync is real.
yeah, creature skills and creature loot. Seawolf
Sea Wolf.
gets to go enjoy a new meeting because there's a new map in the Sequana Colossus. Damien also at the map kickoff meeting and tutorials and Blood River's upskirts quest and planning.
And planning.
I'm sorry, did you just say Blood River Upskirts quest?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, she hasn't been paying attention.
I
the
like it
last
better
couple
that way. No, I get it.
Oh my God.
I'm moving, you
Yeah.
guys.
Of
See,
course, it's a little rough when you get the Blood River when you go up the
well,
skirt, but-
see, in order to avoid the Blood River, you actually have to sail around into the murkier waters. Yeah, Laz knows what I'm talking about. And the man.
Damn, the man Brennan.
See, someone just figured it out. Someone just figured out. That's why she was laughing. Working on the map kickoff meeting and the Oracle Colossus puzzles and updating Unity. Sanio working on prefab buildings and the map kickoff meeting. Lum the Mad
The Mad.
made an update to his blog and the map kickoff meeting and the Oracle. Sorcerer Steve. He's trying to wrap up the upskirts out in Blood River. And the map kickoff meeting and Liberus Ruins.
Gonna wrap it up and take it home.
Yes, he is. He found the time. And then our own Energy Vortex, List Rostov working on Blood Bay polish and the map. Someone just texted me to say you're disgusting.
Yeah, well, we know that.
Don't know what you're talking about. No clue what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Blood Bay polish and the map kickoff meeting and playtesting and the Oracle Colossus.
Over in Tech. Doo-doo-doo.
Bobby.
Little Bobby Thompson.
Compass
Damn it,
updates
Bob.
and skies and the pet ooey and MacBooks.
Bug.
Eric working on factions and combat and bugs.
Bug.
And I need to get a
Factions.
I need to get a link for
Factions.
Marguerite real quick. Hold on.
Factions.
YouTube,
I'm scared.
Ailstorm,
You should be.
questing upon the poop deck with lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
The funniest song ever. Dun, dun.
If you're a sicko.
I don't know what
There's
you're talking
Gix. Gix is back now.
about. Gix is, well, he's been back. It's the real question is whether or not he's actually doing things.
Listening, yes.
Yeah, well, he does listen, but the real question is he ever going to chime in and answer the questions?
Oh my gosh, Charlotte,
gotta wonder.
Gray's here.
He's always got
What?
Charlotte Gray. Did he
What?
kidnap Charlotte
Yes.
Gray so
Well-
that nobody can...
That quest is still. I mean, she's dead again on my quest log. So factions, eventually, factions are going to be great. That's part of the meaningful PvP. JY
G.Y.?
working on a bit of localization and agriculture storage.
Eat 'em up, yum.
What?
Agriculture storage. I'd be more interested in a sprinkler system for some out for
Mhm.
my greenhouses and the conversation system. Wizard Smoke.
Here.
Puff passing around the mail.
You've got mail.
The Deathbringer one and only. Working on bugs
Bug.
and fishing.
Merc, you see that?
Because fishing is so the most important
Fishing.
skill ever.
Yeah, it isn't.
Yeah, it isn't. Hate to say it to you, Winfield, but fishing not that important. Not until they get fish.
Fish. Yeah, don't go
message in
upsetting
a
the
bottle.
old man Winfield now.
Hey, as soon as they get message in the bottles and treasure maps and a few other things in game, then I'm all about the fishing. Until then,
Oh, how do you know that's not what he's working on now?
because they haven't even implemented a cartography skill.
You don't need a cartography skill to
Hey,
fish up an SOS bottle.
I need to decipher my treasure maps.
Well, treasure map's another thing. SOS bottle.
Hey, the burning toad.
The burn.
He's scratching the
The
itch. That's
original
Unity
burn.
5.6 and builds and QA updates. Tassilo working on security and build upgrades and marketing support and free trial updates.
Woohoo.
Our useless overhead group, we have Andrea Vineyard working on localization, informs and regression.
NFG.
NFG Vineyard, yes. The Dippy Bird.
The bird.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird.
You thought it wasn't going to happen, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it wasn't.
You should know better when we've got a sound guy on duty.
We do. There's been.
Hey, you know, my hands are right here. You didn't see me do anything.
Where are my hands?
Like I ever do anything to begin with, I tell you.
Hold on, let me.
Standing around a lot.
Standing around a lot. Dippy Bird's working on Unity updates and game balance and bugs
Bug.
and glyphs.
Lip.
Gorn
Working on that business.
working on bedazzling his red Speedo as well as general business and team support.
He's got everybody a red Speedo for support.
Yes. It's a whole lot of support in that Speedo. He's adding some lycra so it's a little stretchy.
A little
So,
stretchy.
Yeah.
So you
Then
can fit the cod piece down there.
maybe. Barrick once attended a hospitaler meeting and sales data and live stream and reports and community. Then Hutch
Hutch.
working on the map kickoff meeting and live stream and bugs.
Bug. You know, Marguerite, now that I think about that, I wonder if we can get Chris to read that and record it. That would be funny.
Read what?
Suck it, miners.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Yeah, somebody needs to write a children's story called, Suck It, Everyone, and then we'll get Chris to read it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know the go the fuck to sleep children's story that's been read by every celebrity out there.
I love that.
You didn't see that.
I think it would just be funny to get Chris to do a read of it. That's all. That would be, But anyway, moving.
And the
right
entire
on.
NBN soundboard becomes Go the Fuck to Sleep.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when we have to add, if you want a safe log out, you have to go to sleep. Go the fuck to sleep.
Hey, you know,
Yeah.
little interesting twist. Yeah.
Straight
Have to
from
be
you,
rested
Will.
up for the next day.
Yeah,
But
Hutch.
then we need camping. You know that. So that we could camp here instead of having to go to our beds because we're that lazy.
And we
Whoa.
can make s'mores.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, yummy.
Yay, s'mores.
How many innuendos can you make with s'mores?
Gooey, gooey.
Huh, wonder. It's me we're
We're
talking
almost to the end of stand-up. Let's
I
go
know,
ahead and
I
get...
know.
We'll be here another 20 minutes with s'mores. That's
The cock is telling me it's time to rise. With Hutch!
right.
Hard, I know.
Working
Yeah,
on the
I
map
just think
kickoff meeting and live stream and bugs.
Bug.
Then the Attenwood. Working on sanity test and regression and forums and localization. Lord British. He's
Give
general
him
business.
corner.
Hail the comrades. Chaos working on the customer service and security and weekend sales and updating Unity and equipment as direct decorations. And Serafina, she's trying to figure out how do these sales work and weekly update proofing and customer service and shipping. And that's what our devs said they were working on yesterday. In their stand.
That is right. So some nice updates out there. Fishing. That's from Merc. Who wanted that fishing update. See, there you go. Factions being worked on. Mail system being worked on.
Yep.
All sorts of goodies being worked on.
Factions. I want
Yes,
factions.
factions. Didn't you hear us say factions?
Yes.
Yes, talk about that some more.
Well, we don't know what much about the
That's
faction system
as
that's
much
going
as
on.
we know.
That
Yes.
is the only information that we have seen or
I'll tell
heard.
No, that is not true. Matter of fact, hold on a second, because if you recall, and if I recall, let's see if I actually have that right here.
No, he doesn't. While we're waiting for 20
Sure
minutes
I do.
for Laz to find a piece of paper that doesn't exist, we can talk about Lum's daily work blog, because Lum is doing weird things. So yesterday, Lum decided to show us a picture from Jira.
This is what we know about the faction system.
Yeah, that wasn't the faction system. That was the virtue system.
No, that was the faction system. That was the
That's diagram.
So I did
as
not
put
hey,
on a paper towel by Richard Garriott and signed.
See,
As he was taking people's opinions on how it should work, and he was visualizing it and going, so this should do this and this should do,
Yeah.
uh,
So
whether it's actually going to work like that.
I was unaware of this
I'm gonna
because I do
need a
not.
screenshot of that with explanations, because that only made me more curious.
Flow charts,
Yeah.
exclamation points, pointers.
Yeah. So supposedly there is a bug that banks would not open for women. So that's very sexist of the bankers.
It's a sperm
Damn
bank. It's a sperm bank, man.
And it only opens.
Yeah, and he was also working on the quest sequence for the Path of the Oracle. And that takes us to today.
Where are we?
Lum the Mad. Daily
Oh,
work
well.
blog.
I haven't even gotten there yet.
Hey, not my fault.
Sure it is.
I told you exactly where I was going to.
You tell me nothing.
See,
I
you
was
weren't paying
busy
attention.
digging in a drawer. You think I was actually paying attention?
Hey, I know you were. You pay about as much attention as I do. So
That's right.
So
I
NFG.
can't afford to pay attention these days.
That's right. I'm so broke.
I keep losing my skill.
Yeah. So Lum has been whining to Chris, and then upgrading Visual Studio since Chris laughed at me for running 1 year out of date and then complaining that I was crashing when debugging Unity. And then he's continuing to work on the Oracle implementation. And that's what Lum is working on.
Lum the Mad.
Yeah. Lots of updates. Need more quests?
Lots more quests. Lots and lots.
Yeah.
What's a quest?
I don't know. What's a poop deck?
That's valid.
And everybody should listen to that song because it is so glorious.
Ciderina said, "What's an avatar?"
Don't know.
You are too much.
You ready for what Chris was working on today? Before we
No,
start?
is the song. Yes.
What? You love that song. I
just love how much you love that song. That's what.
Well, it's
that's
because
what
it makes me
funny to
laugh.
me.
It makes
Yes,
me
yeah.
laugh. And
Yeah, well, Weird Al makes me laugh too, but you understand,
hey, any song that is just all kinds of from a pirate metal band talking about questing upon the poop deck is just too damn funny. I mean, especially when
Yes.
they're sailing around the murkier waters and ensuring that there's no sons or daughters.
and
Talking
to
about the
answer
salty
Val-
white spray.
Yeah, to answer Val,
What?
factions were mentioned as what somebody's working on in the stand-up, and the napkin was
Yes.
just part of our shtick. Well, I did get that while we were talking to Lord British at Dragon Con last year.
Factions have
Whether-
been mentioned several times in the stand-up corner.
I
Not-
understand that, but
Yeah.
there's somebody working on them and being mentioned as two different things. Yeah, that goes with the with Casey's chocolate salty balls there, Seb.
Yeah.
It's a double salty treat just for you.
No, thank you.
Yep. So Chris, he's working on getting a shit ton of coding done today. Whoop whoop. And he's switching all skills with greater than level 80 to give back 100% XP on unlearning. This is due to the change in release 43 that will make skills in the 100 plus range decay at double the rate,
Oh,
and the skills in the 81 to 100 decay at 1 time the rate. Also a chance for players who want to rethink their strategies for leveling skills or switch schools. And decay is only generated from experience already applied to schools and not experience in your pool. Which I think is really flawed because I have so many problems with the decay system that I didn't get to stress my questions in a pointed direction yesterday.
Right.
I blame Laz.
It's all
Laz's
Laz's fault.
Yes.
looks like I'll be farming for another release.
Yeah.
Well,
It's okay. I need the
considering,
reagents.
On Auchenshire and Markham Farms, I don't know what you really planned on doing to begin with. So
Well, I like to go out on an adventure every now and again. And
You better not. You better not
He
do
likes
it.
collecting the
It's
wood
a
scrap.
it's a farming simulator now for me.
Yes, and I know it's a deco simulator for other people, so it's going to be. I think they're going to end up going the way of Lineage 2, which is to remove the death punishment, or make it so that way your character's slightly weaker in a scene.
well, let's get through this, and then we can take a quick revisit through yesterday's show. And
Review, yes.
Killing me. Okay, he's changing it so death applies half the accumulated decay. That will soften the blow for the first death and make deaths after the first one in a play session somewhat more meaningful. Not at all. And taking Scythome's advice in making taming not decay until I have a better chance to evaluate required skill levels in the taming tree. Should do that for
Suck it,
all players.
tamers.
I took a pass at the Tamed Creatures last release, but I didn't investigate required skill levels. I hope to get that in a future release, but until then, this will ease the pain a bit. No, it won't. Change from math for Rage Shot. I think that's supposed to be Rapid Shot slightly, so it reaches its peak arrow count at 100 instead of 101 skill based on feedback from Caval Triumvird. And then fixed a log message that was blocking some metrics tracking for skill usage. And Polearm users rejoice. He's trying to get the two-handed shaft in his hands. And he's looking at it.
Trying to fix. He's playing with the two-handed shaft.
Yes. He's got two hands on the shaft right now.
Right now. Firmly wrapped around.
That's not where it's going, though.
Yep. And that's what Chris is working on.
Yes, and that is what he's been working on. And we've had a little feedback. I've had some, I know. I'm guessing you have had some feedback, unless you were.
Yes, I have.
And of course, I know Led Zepp over here. Led Zepp's been grumbling since about 11:30 this morning. Since I got to get.
Yeah.
Well, I think what ends up
I
happening.
read his post, so
yeah.
I didn't see it yesterday, so.
I think what's going to end up happening is Death is going to be more punitive with the changes that Chris is making.
Is the most and foremost commentary I've heard so far is, okay, so nothing's changed. Is basically same math spread out over time, same penalty, same rigmarole. Basically, it's the same math. Yeah, it's new math. Is basically
fuzzy.
Hey, it's the square root of everything.
It's alternative math.
42.
It's alternative news. We're putting a spin on it.
We're square rooting the news today.
Now, yes, skills from 101 plus will decay at double the current rate. That is absolutely correct, and that was verified during yesterday's conversation. And of course, people are going to whine about it, but they, remember you were looking at what was originally a 4 times penalty. He was thinking about actually going 4 times initially on that.
Uh-huh.
So for those of you folks who are really complaining about that, I would say at this point, be happy that it never did go to 4 times. Now,
thank you.
God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
But major feedback is same result, different math. I don't know at this point. I really got to think. Of course, I got to wait and see myself. And again, this is just my own personal view. If I'm striving towards goals, it seems that extra goal is just never going to be really achievable. And while we want to have a dynamically open game, the non-caps are actually caps. I mean, technically, the way I interpreted it, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, and if we have to, we will ask Chris to come back later on next week.
You can spend that billion plus XP to get to 200 skill. There is no 250. There is no 300. So there is a cap on skills.
If you could reach it.
I mean, if you had those billions of XP to spend. So
correct.
But, I mean, that's very, very unlikely.
Now, of course, that's unlikely. So the likelihood of me becoming the all-powerful necromancer and getting even past 100 in each of those skills really looks like it's really not attainable at this point, or it's not going to be worth going after because of the penalties involved by going past that.
It's a 5 years from now problem.
Well, maybe. I mean, I'm
right now.
3/4 of the way there. To me, it's an end of year problem.
I'm there already. And it's
there's a lot of people who are there already.
To 200?
Now, of course, I did actually find out something interesting, but that's a different topic.
Hey, so you're gonna create it just like the interview, and you're just gonna jump to the different topic?
No. It's,
Okay.
somebody chimed in last night about the light
Hey,
source.
stop!
No.
Stop! No!
Yes, but we're not
Okay,
going to go to that.
Back on topic.
So
Okay.
yes, same result, different math. So I'm just curious what other people think. Again, that this is probably going to influence a lot of people's play styles. Led Zepp, you and I were talking before the show here, and you had an analogy you were making, and I would like you to revisit that for me. You were saying that you considered yourself, as per the example given, you were a hardcore gamer according to the example given. You play over 9 hours a day. You play 10 hours a day plus.
I was, yes.
And you want to hit us with the analogy you were saying?
Well, in the example you gave, it's the problem is you need to maintain a hardcore player lifestyle. If you don't, you are in trouble because you'll be losing 9 hours.
Yeah. So if you shift from being a hardcore player to a moderate player or even to a casual player, that death is going to absolutely devastate you.
Yes. Yep. And
by shifting from the hardcore is what you're saying?
Because if you look at how so you were a hardcore player for 6-7 months, and you ended up getting tons and tons of GM skills, 10 or 20 GM skills. Then you go out and you know what, your life changes, you get a new job, you get a divorce, you do something that changes your life, and you no longer have the time to dedicate to the game. And then you start playing 4 or 5 hours, and then you go out and you die. That death penalty is still as if you were a hardcore player.
That's right. And that's going to happen to everybody. When they get to that level, it's going to happen to everybody. So they better maintain their hardcore lifestyle because they're in trouble if they don't.
Well, that's because adventuring's made for the young whippersnappers. When you get old, you just stay at home and you don't worry about it.
Jimmy, you just stay on that cloud of yours, but what can I tell you?
So where even though Chris is saying that, hey, you know what, that 9 hours of playtime, when that changes to essentially, if you double that to 18 hours of that 9 hours of playtime for a moderate player is 2.5 days. That was for a casual player, that's a week.
Here is, after giving it a little more thought after yesterday and sinking in and just comprehending that. So folks like you and me who sit here as merchants, we're going to get our asses whipped every time with experience loss because we're always going to have a full 24 hours built up on us, basically.
Well,
is that correct?
We are always going to have 24 hours built up on us. But at the same time, we don't have the same adventuring skills as people that go out and hunt. We stand around, and so we don't have as many skill points exhausted.
Speak for yourself, pal.
Hey, I saw you standing around a lot yesterday.
I do a lot of standing around, but I do get out quite more than you do. Let's put it that way.
Are they going to implement the town thing or not?
No, that is not. No. That has been taken off the table as of his posting as of yesterday.
I think it became programming difficulties.
And with that, I just, again, if you're playing that 10 hours and you're losing 9.1 hours, now I understand, that's, how it's looked at in the other scenario, and I'm going to assume that
you're still losing
sticking with the way it is. I don't know, personally, any gamer who's willing to come in and put in 10 hours, die a couple times, lose that 10 hours, and then come back and do it again. Repeatedly. I mean, is it me? Am I visualizing this right? I play 10 hours, I die a couple times, I lose 9.5 hours.
Okay, so, Okay, the way that Chris also changed the math for it is where he says second in that post. So instead of being that 9 hours total in one death, it's really 4.5 hours. The second death would be 2.25 hours. The death after that would be 1
If I die enough times in the day, I get whacked for the full 24 hours.
Yes.
Three times.
Okay, so, and you're talking to Leroy Lazarus over here. I died 3 times upon entering the scene. Okay,
Like to try new things, right?
But you do have the chicken.
Yes, I do have the chicken. That's right. There's that. So I'm just trying to get my head wrapped around why somebody would want to go to the extremes of getting over 100, continue the grind, dying, and losing that over and over again.
As Drager says, pro tip: don't die.
Don't die.
Something knocks you down to half health, run away.
Yes. Now.
Yeah, but I don't like that because
Run away.
you don't get to do the fun stuff that way. I don't like having to make a choice between getting punished for doing the fun, challenging things or just doing the same old safe crap over and over again.
You like to screw around, right, Marguerite?
That was part of my original argument earlier, or should I say last week.
Marguerite, why are you juggling the blue balls?
Because I don't have the pink balls.
Well, yeah.
Oh my!
You asked.
Sorry, that was completely off topic. But when she's juggling blue balls right in front of me,
I know.
What can I say?
So
This is for Charlotte, not for you. I'm trying to untraumatize that poor baby.
Yeah.
You mean that poor baby who's going to die eventually anyway, again and again and again. That tortured little soul.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, death. I think what's going to end up happening is enough people are going to complain about death and decay that Chris is going to have to remove the decay from the game eventually.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's heard about this forever now, and he seems to be getting more hardcore on his stance.
Well, let me jump real quick to yesterday's post blog here. And in the example down there, I would like Jack to read the first paragraph of that clip in yesterday's blog. And then you can make your own informed decision.
What am I reading?
Go back to
Decay
yesterday's
system changes going in today after actually doing all the math for numbers. The current system
No.
is the correct
the clip
option?
down at the bottom.
Oh, I saw on a thread a couple of people saying to put up a vote whether or not to switch off the hard skill caps.
Oh, yeah.
So several reasons I'm not going to do this. First, any change pisses off players. And second, the poll I did before showed that a large number of people had no skill caps as one of their favorite things. Even if a majority are in favor of fixed skill caps, I am not a fan of letting a majority vote to strip a feature that a minority likes.
It's ended democracy.
So we've seen this example not once, not twice, but several times.
I think Justin is absolutely correct in this assessment that people will eventually stop complaining and they'll just stop playing.
Well, and that will be yet to be seen. But again, I'm going to reserve my.
Well, we need to see it. We need to evaluate it, and we need
exactly. I'm going to reserve any further comment until we see this in action. Hopefully, in the QA.
Well, the fun factor of going to easier scenes just because you don't want to die sucks. And
Soulless Bridge, cough.
Yeah, well, it's like I was so happy when I graduated from Deep Ravenswood because I grinded that place for months.
Right.
And then I was like, I'm going to bump up to Sequana Colossus
I've
now.
always said
I like
that choices. Now you have many choices. You can be a merchant and never go out exploring and live your life happily in a town as a merchant. You can go out there and be cautious, never die. And yes, if you never die, basically, if you can
Boring.
play and stick to that lifestyle, you can essentially really go places. It's going to take you
Sure.
a long time, or you can go for the gusto and play the game with wild abandon and not worry about it. Now,
And have fun. And
I'm
go do
thinking
things.
that one of the reasons why they took away the adventure level and they don't want people to be focused on that was because of something like this. The more they had the numbers in their face, the more they were going to basically whine about how the mechanics work. That's just my thoughts and my logic there. And
Well, there was a long time ago. Chris essentially drew a chart that looked like that.
right,
Okay.
little
And-
graph going.
Yeah, and it was something like 40,
I love the
then
mini
60,
note, man. That's
then
just too funny.
then 80, somewhere in there. And it was one where eventually, and he was like talking about skill levels and going on, and it's one where, you know what? As the Avatar, we're already coming into the world more popular than, or more powerful than most of the people. That's why we actually start out as Adventurer level 5 instead of level 1. And then from there, it's like, you know what? There are kind of plateaus for character development.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Go ahead and institute those plateaus, make them a little bit firmer, make the attunement system actually work. You go up in one, it drops the opposing one.
Hey,
Hey,
we already
you-
went through this.
you
Damn
know-
it. Don't
you know
worry
what?
about it.
We don't need people with, I hate to say this, 100
Equal.
100 GMs. I mean,
Oh,
they've
yeah.
GM'd
Said he
everything.
was addressing
Again,
that for the
I've
years.
said it
Years
once,
being-
I've said it a dozen times, and some people
Yeah,
disagree with me. By the time we get a couple years under our belts, there's going to be oodles of people running around with 30,
Oh, I know.
40, 50 GMs.
They better
That's
not
inevitable.
die. They better
That's
not
gonna
die. I'm telling you, right, Marguerite?
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's one where it's like there is no need for specialization. That just means, hey, I'm going to carry around 4 or 5 sets of armor with me because you know what, I can. And
I already do that.
any mob that I go against, I've got a deck built specifically for dealing with that type of mob, and I can obliterate the entire damn thing. It's not one mob type causes me a problem. It's like, there is no specialization. There is no reason to actually engage in group dynamics. There's not a reason for like encouraging different types of play styles.
That goes back to the fire mage not being able to fight a fire dragon. And
You know what?
Yeah.
That's absolutely the case.
Specialization.
But at the same
I'm
time,
sorry.
you shouldn't be a fire mage and a fucking water mage and
at the same time.
at the same time. And that's exactly what you can do right now. It's like,
Well, he
you
said
know
he
what?
addressed that through the gear, though. It's being addressed through the gear. If you're wearing
Yeah,
gear.
through the gear. Now
But if I can run around
be,
with 4 or 5 different sets of gear,
You can swap.
it's like I can
See,
swap
that's
it
the point,
and then
Zeb. Right
just
now,
go right into
with the
combat.
gear,
True.
I can go up to 150 attunement necro, or I can go up to 150 attunement fire, depending on the gear. When I'm only at like 30 or 40 just naturally, but you give me the gear, man, and I'll put that stuff right off the chart right now. So, that's again another conundrum for another time. But,
Yeah, I have 6 outfits. I got 12 decks.
Damn, you rich people.
Swap out
God.
every-
I don't even have pants here.
you ain't even
Jesus.
got a pair of pants. That's right. Jeez.
But I think that's what makes the gameplay a little bit unique and interesting. I like the idea of being able to, swap on the fly and address stuff. But I do agree with Jack that, when I originally, I decided I want to be fire, I want to be death, I want to be a tailor, I want to be a farmer, and that's what I'm shooting for, like my specializations. So there should be some sort of, detriment. I know the gear, like, if you equip this gear, your water attunement goes to 0. Well, maybe if you do tie it to attunement and say one attunement goes up, the other goes down, might
you'll
be
see that in a lot of the gear as well. If you wear some necro gear, you're gonna get a ding on one side or other. I'll take the necro ring for example. You get a plus 50 attunement, but you get two penalties. One is a negative 100% health, I think it is. Let me just pull that up on my screen real quick.
Yeah, but that's an artifact. Artifacts are supposed to have...
I understand that, but we're talking about equipment here right now.
But artifacts aren't always the same as other gear that will give those bonuses without the negatives.
Like my Ring of Necromancy plus 6, that gives me everything without the negatives. That's right.
That's correct.
Yeah. Ooh. Absolutely. Yeah, so there are ways around that.
Oh, look at that ring, though. That ring there.
Yeah.
All I know is that with all this stuff added together, I'm not going to go fight dragons or the Phoenix ever again. I'm not going to risk it because I'll probably die 3 or 4 times at a dragon or Phoenix. My gear's going to get hurt.
I died 3 times out of Ravens last night for crying out loud.
That's the problem.
But just because I was testing poison. And I tell you what, there's a bitch. You want a skill to try and raise that poison. That's a fun one. But moving right along, we are way at normal time.
Oh yeah.
Let's go ahead and knock out the count.
I'm sorry, we did not get to talk about the closing of the brothel in Central Brittany.
We got tomorrow.
Oh damn.
Yeah, hopefully we'll review it tomorrow.
Even though they opened it, what the hell?
I'd tell you, but see, Led Zeppelin, you're no longer their favorite customer. But it is time for us to
Led
move.
Zeppelin started going to the other brothel, and that was it. They lost all their income.
I go to Latin guys, Snug Harbor.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is time for us to actually talk about the community calendar. Don't forget that is on nbnn.info, or you can also access it via the NBNN app.
nbnn.info. Not some other site. nbnn.info.
Yeah. And if you want it is a Google public calendar that Laz has aggregated all of the other available public calendars. And if you have a public calendar and you want Laz to add your calendar to this calendar, just email news@nbnn.info. All the fun pictures that you weren't supposed to share, go to nudes@nbnn.info. And don't forget, we are going to be doing the NBNN nude calendar at some point in time of all of the in-game nudes. Only the best.
Yes, so if you got some risque in-game character nudes and you want to be considered for inclusion into the calendar, please send them to nudes@nbnn.info.
Then
we're
don't
serious
forget,
here, folks. We're very serious about this.
This will be a printed calendar that will get shipped out. It's going to be awesome.
It is.
Don't forget, all times on the community calendar are Central Standard Time in the real world, but we prefer to refer to it as Nude Britannia time. Today at noon and 6, around the clock, 2 idiots interpret the news so you don't have to on a show called Lunch with Laz and Jack on WRFB.
WRFB.
Today at 4 on Avatars Radio, there is a rebroadcast of the Legion of Myth, where Max Leal and Elgarian Dakali talk about all kinds of random geek-like subjects. Today at 6 on AR, DJ Squirrel is going to be biting through the wires. At 7 p.m., you need to tune into NBNN on Twitch and watch Wayne Klotz.
Wayne Klotz, action news reporter. Going to be broadcasting live from down in Virtue Oasis. Come join us for the EVO Virtue League Tournament tonight, 7 p.m. New Britannia time.
Exactly.
Thank you, man.
And at 7 p.m. on WRFB is the 70s at 7. At 8 p.m., your ether amplifiers had better be dialed in for DJ Eclipse Maiden's Unmedicated Schizophrenia Part 1.
NFG Maiden.
At 8 p.m. in-game, show up to Striker Spar Hacks Happy Hour because you need to get virtually drunk on someone else's dime, because Striker Spar Hacks Happy Hour is also known as
Spend Barhawks Gold.
Yep, he's going to be buying all the drinks all night long at 10 p.m.
Near you.
10 p.m. The final event of the evening is going to be on WRFB, and that's the record room.
WRFB.
And that's our community calendar for May 17th in Shroud of the Avatar.
Shroud of Avatar.
Right, cover penis.
That's right.
Yes.
Now, of course, I'm going to go ahead and we're not going to roll them like we normal. We're just going to go ahead and do a quick shout out and thank you to all our sponsors out there today. We definitely have to take a look at how we're presenting that to new folks. And of course, we've got the Novian Lottery, Novia Lottery, not Novian, Novia Lottery. Out there for you folks who's just made its move to its new location, right smack in the middle of the map. And, yeah, squirrel. Yeah, we got to find a better way to present this so that it's not just rolling up there and it's not just a mishmash. Of course, I want to thank, Bex over there at the Airy Fund. Lots of stuff coming out over on that side of the table, and we're going to have some real new and exciting news coming out to you guys, hopefully at month's end. So stay tuned for that. Of course, don't forget, if you want to start your own auction, go to Grimy Traders Auction House, grimytraders.com. You need vegetables, ale, reagents, and more, check out the Ockenshire Markham Farms. If you need crafting goods, check out the folks over at Black Rock Cove for all your crafting goods. You want to get your way around? Well, so do Maps in Game now. Of course, Relics by Rild, relicsbyrild.com for all your licensed Shroud Avatar swag. And if you want to save some money, use the promo code NBNN when you check out, and you will be able to save 10% off that swag. And who else are we missing? There's the marketplace. We can't forget the marketplace. Shroudmarketplace.com for all your virtual vendable needs. Whether it be in-game needs, in-game services, a whole bunch more. Shroud Marketplace has got you covered. Got any ideas for the
marketplace?
No, for this whole sponsor thing?
I don't know. Spending all the time on Shroud Marketplace because there's almost 50 different players that are vendors.
Almost 50.
I know.
Oh yeah, 49 like over there.
48 or 49 current players that have registered as vendors on Shroud Marketplace.
Now, of course, as you can be an affiliate and sell somebody else's stuff, or you can start your own shop and sell your own stuff. What would you rather do? Would you rather get a commission on somebody else's sale, or would you rather get all the money from your own sale? I don't know. ShroudMarketplace.com seems to be the place to go if you want to sell your goods.
Anything game related can be bought or sold on Shroud Marketplace, from accounts all the way to game gold to in-game services. Anything game related. So if you're looking for Crowns of the Obsidian, you're looking for game gold, you're looking for, reagents, if you're looking for a wedding in game, all of that is available on Shroud Marketplace. And you know what? If there's something that's not available and you want to sell it, go ahead and register as a vendor and start selling it. Or if you want to list things at a cheaper price, sell it.
That's the marketplace. Yeah. All about.
Yay. If you want teleports and recalls, you can only visit my shop. Mine. Yep.
That's right. Sir Lang says, buy your gold ingots on Shroud Market. I'm guessing Sir Lang has a store on the marketplace.
Yes, he does. I mean, if you're looking for if you go to crafting, you go to base materials, and you're looking for gold ingots, Cynic's Legio Gaming, you definitely want to hit up Cynics Legio Gaming for that. I mean, look at that, 7 different ratings, so at least 7 different sales. He's even got some reviews out there, and which is
Very
something
nice.
else that people get to do is they get to rate the transactions. They get to rate a little bit of everything. So
Yes.
yeah.
So if you're looking to have good ratings, and of course, I'm not knocking the forums, but I'm not a fan of PM me. I'm not a fan of, hey, I've got a good rating list, but you can't find it because there is no rating list. Marketplace is the place to go check out. Just saying, folks.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, nothing like shameless self-promotion. Yeah, we wouldn't do anything like that, would we?
that's why you need to tune into nbnn.info for all of your entertainment needs.
That's right. Everything you need in the palm of your hands. Don't forget the NBNN app. It's got everything you need on your mobile device, so you can take it with you. You can take us during our podcast. You can listen to the radio on the fly. You can read the forums while you're sitting at the doctor's office. You can scream at your buddy for not selling the right stuff or giving you the shit. Whatever it takes, whatever you need, you can find it on NBNN.
Yep.
So moving right along.
Hey, it's time for us to say thank you to everybody watching out on Twitch, YouTube, or listening on WRFB, or even the podcast on the NBNN app. You know what? We couldn't do the show without you guys, and we do it for you guys. Otherwise, it would just be Laz and myself sitting on a lot, bitching and complaining to ourselves.
Doing nothing.
Doing nothing. So, thank you guys. We got to say goodbye.
We love you guys. That's right. And of course, don't forget, you can tune in here for more news, sports, entertainment, crazy wild happenings, the latest hijinks and shenanigans. And of course, don't forget, we are the only show on the air that invites you to come on in and join us 5 days a week and voice your opinions as well. We will be back tomorrow here with Thirsty Thursday on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
I love this shit.
With the proper penis.
Marguerite, did you listen to Questing on the Poop Deck yet?
With the proper
I didn't. I'm gonna go listen to it now. I didn't want to do it in the middle of the show.
It's too funny.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know.
Because we're still alive.
Because I always whisper when I'm hard.
Oh my. Oh my.
Suck it, miners.
Suck